Welcome to Haunt Talk. I'm Kim and this is Josh, and today we are going to do our review on Cheeseman Fright Farm located in Portersville, Pennsylvania.
We should start off by saying that this is our first actual review. We had a video that I posted, like a little pre-show, and obviously we've added a couple things, made it look a little better.
Yeah.
And we're going to have like a screen and stuff, which is going to have the scores posted and all that, and things on it. Also, I apologize. The videos from now on will be in HD. The last one I accidentally converted it, and I didn't realize it went to SD, and I just didn't feel like changing it. So, because it wasn't a real review, so I'm like, whatever.
But now you get the good stuff.
Yeah, now you get, these are the actual reviews, so.
Yes.
Alright.
So, Cheeseman Fright Farm. It's on a farm, obviously. It's a cool location.
Yeah, it's a cool location, and it consists of, you go up there, nothing really creepy happens at first.
Right.
It's just a big barn, and you can like buy all kinds of stuff, and I think their stuff's mainly a reasonable price for like their t-shirts and that, right? Like,
yeah, they had like hats and candies and like some decorations and stuff like that.
Yeah, so if you're into that kind of thing and you want to like, if you feel so possessed to buy stuff to support it, then good
By
for
all
you.
means. It's a cute barn. I mean,
Yeah,
it has the whole upstairs is all your souvenirs. Then downstairs they have a little like food vendor.
Yeah, concession type.
It had pumpkin pie, I think.
Yeah.
Some other like nachos and small food. Don't go there for like your meal, but
Yeah, but they have like
snacks,
stuff to snack on after you get done with the ride
Yes.
or whatever. We went on opening night. There was a fairly good crowd there. They do a cool thing on the opening night where you can like ride multiple times.
for the set price.
Right, which is $15.
Yep, $15.
It pretty much is you get on a hayride because there's nothing creepy up front, and they take you like back up, and we'll be putting pictures in there. So like right now there's probably a picture of it. You go back up and over a hill, and down there is like where the stuff will start happening.
Yep. There's probably about 4 tractors that rotate going through.
Yeah, like on their
taking people
busiest
back.
night. I think they only had 2 running the night we had, but I think they have a total of 4 for the one
Yeah.
that's really busy.
Like we said, it's a cool location. I mean, they take you back into God knows where in the woods.
Right. Yeah,
They drop you off there, and that's where
Right.
the haunted house and the corn maze are.
Yeah, because that's what the whole thing is. They take you back into the woods, and you have to go through like, it's kind of like multiple haunted houses and corn mazes, and then you just kind of walk through there, and then you get back on the tractor, and then they take you back, and that's pretty much the premise of Cheeseman Fright Farm.
Mm-hmm.
So now we'll get into actually giving things a scoring value. We have 4 different categories.
The first category we rate on is production.
Right, we'll go through and tell you what each one, like production's going to be like the set dressing, like how realistic they make the sets, how much time and effort they put into it, if the lighting's good, just things like that is what we're basing these scores on.
The second thing will be actors, which is how well they act, how well they stay in character.
Right.
A lot of the things they say, you know,
Yeah, if they're saying like really generic stuff, and yeah.
which we will get into. The third thing is animatronics and props. We combine the two, so.
Right, because they're not the same. Animatronic is basically a moving prop.
Yeah.
Whether it's being moved by animatics or
But in a way, they're
whatever.
both still props.
Yeah, they're both similar.
So we'll get into detail on the good and the bad on each place's animatronics and props.
Right.
The fourth thing we rate on is the value, which we will get into detail about the price and the time and pretty much just overall everything
Right.
combined to know if it's worth whatever you're paying.
Yeah, we'll give it a score based on if it's worth what you're paying.
Yep. And then the final thing is the overall, which is all of this summed up.
Yeah, and again, it's not an average. It's just what we kind of like what we overall feel about the place, like just everything together being seen. So it's not like necessarily like if it gets all 7s, for sure they're going to get a 7. Like maybe we particularly liked something, so it might be a little more. Or maybe we particularly didn't like something, that might be a little less than what it really should be as an average. Just so people don't.
Yeah. So we've been going to Cheeseman for a long time.
Yeah, a long
This is
time.
probably our ninth.
Yeah,
Ninth
8th,
year.
9th, something around there. Yeah, I really
So,
remember the first year.
I remember when we first started going, we loved this place, like, and that's how it became a tradition for us, is we loved it. It was like our
Right.
favorite place to go. The whole opening night thing
Yeah.
with the Rhino Night, that's not something most places have.
Right, which that is a nice thing that they
Yeah.
do.
However, like we said, we've been going for 8 years, so the first half of us going, it was really good.
Right.
And then it just seemed to slowly start going down.
Yeah, they had one year that was really good. They had just tons of set pieces and stuff. They had like tons of really cool things they were doing. And the year after that, like some of that was missing. It was like, well, I wonder why they got rid of it. And the year after that, it was like almost all of it was missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It got to the point where this year we weren't even going to go. We said at the end of last year, we're like, you know what, there's so many other places we want to try out.
Right.
This just isn't doing it anymore. But then, start thinking about it. Like, well, we'll give them one more shot.
Right.
So we went back this year.
Mhm.
And now we have a review on it.
Yep. And so, first thing we're going to jump into is the overall production value.
Yes.
I hope you like a lot of darkness and a lot of not things happening, because that's what you're going to get.
Yeah. We rated the a 4 for production.
Yeah. And this is pretty much why. On the hayride, there is like 2 scenes, I think, and they're not even really scenes. Like there's one where you go up and some people are banging on like this little
Like, pretty much
drum
trash
set
cans.
thing. Yeah, like trash cans, and they have like the little the sparks that like fly up in the thing, which actually they started me a little bit because there's also just noise. But that's like one of the only things that actually started
Because it went from absolutely nothing happening
me. Yeah, and
to
a guy,
loud
gets-
noises. So.
Yeah, and a guy gets on the wagon with the chainsaw and
Yeah.
shit, kind of like he's gonna touch you with it, but of course never does because God forbid someone gets touched.
Yes. Another part of the production is like what the haunted house looks like. And this missed a lot on this because as soon as you get off the hayride, you instantly walk into the corner maze.
Yeah, there is no facade or facade
Still
to
missing that.
to walk into. You go down and there's darkness and they like go this way and there's just like this little opening like this of like just core, and you walk in there and there's just tons of strobe lights, and that's
Yeah.
what the majority of it consists
There's
of.
no scenes, obviously no scenes at all through the corn maze at all. It's just strobing
Yeah.
people, not even very well hid people.
Yeah,
just,
there are hiding spots for them, but they seem to just walk towards you.
yeah,
And they'll just kind of like get in your face for a second, then just keep going.
yeah,
I don't know why.
yeah.
Why would you do that? Do a
Yeah.
better job.
You have hiding spots, use them. Another thing that really upset me when we were walking through here, because like I said, we've been going here for a long time, and for like the first 4 years we went, every year on the hayride they would have an Osama bin Laden, like, just sitting there with a little bomb that would blow up.
Yeah,
And
they had
then-
they had a cannon that they set
Yeah.
off like somewhere and it would startle you, which they don't have that anymore either.
So we're walking through, and Osama bin Laden is leaning against the fence.
Yeah, it just kind of just leaned there. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Not being used as
Yeah.
a prop, just like, oh, don't see this giant Osama bin Laden.
I don't know if
leaning
it's like
against
an
this fence.
Easter egg thing they're throwing in there, but it didn't look like it. It just looked like you got lazy and you threw a piece of trash on the side, and it's just like, oh, whatever, we're just gonna put this here.
Yeah. So,
The one other cool thing that they do with the haunted hayride, but they actually downgraded it this year, is they chase you with a tractor that gets like this freaking close to you, and it's really cool. And usually it blows flames out. Not this year. They had headlights on it. And it
well,
didn't
at
really
least
get
it
that
chased
close.
it. Last year it didn't even chase us.
Yeah, last year it didn't even chase us.
Last
was
year
awful.
the lights went off on the tractor that was supposed to chase us, and it didn't move.
Right, which I mean, I guess I get that kind of stuff happens, but why would you downgrade to from a tractor that has like these awesome flamethrowers in the front? And I mean, this place gets really busy and it's become really popular. There's no way that they don't have the money to. But
Yeah.
yeah. The other thing, so production is one of the biggest categories. Is like a lot of like they have of course a clown scene, but like they'd only have like the wall would be up here just black, and they'd have like a little bit of color up here. Like everything just looked like it was just patchwork together.
Like last minute, like, oh, let's have a clown scene right here.
Right, and there was a couple cool like facades, but they didn't have lights on them. They didn't have any lights on it, so it's like, well, I think that would look cool, but they didn't have any good lighting, and
Yeah.
just yeah.
Well, let's move on. We gave our score on that, so you know how we feel on that. Actors. We rated this one a 5, which
it's probably even a little bit generous.
Yes.
But they
just, I wish people could stay in character.
right.
That would be
What
awesome.
was it? What was it the guy said to you?
There was a guy walking out of like this little tunnel cave. I don't know what we were about to enter, but an actor walked right out of it, right towards me, and said, "I can't see anything. I'm just following footsteps."
Yeah.
And I just, okay. Like, yeah, I don't really know what else to say about that. Another one of my biggest pet peeves, which seems to happen in every haunted house ever. Please stop saying, "Come play with me. Oh, stay and play." Just stop.
You can also stop
Be
clowns.
original.
You can also stop clowns. That's annoying. Or if at least if you're going to do clowns, do like good makeup, which is something else that, which they don't even really do makeup here. It's usually masks.
There was people wearing regular t-shirts,
Yeah.
you know, regular t-shirts, pair of jeans with a Halloween mask on. I did not see one makeup.
I mean, literally, what they're doing is people are coming there. They say, "Here's your mask. Go hide."
Yeah.
That doesn't cut it. That doesn't cut it
No.
at all. Not with what you're competing with.
Not
today.
even a jacket on, just a t-shirt that has like company logos on it
Yeah.
and writing on it. And then you're wearing a Halloween mask.
Right. There's just no excuse for that.
Yeah.
If you're going to bother to do a production like this, and I mean, like if this is your first year, okay, well, props to you. You know, you did a fairly good job. But this is like I don't even know how many years you've been
A
open.
long time.
Yeah, it's.
It wasn't their first year even when we started.
I'm
though.
thinking it's 10 or over
Yeah.
years they've been doing this for.
Yeah. Like I said, I think 5's a little generous for actors, but we'll go with that.
Right.
The third thing is the animatronics and the props.
Right. Which
We gave a 3.
Yeah.
I think they had one animatronic.
And
Maybe.
yeah, they had one animatronic, and they have it every year. They're usually not very good animatronics, but most of the things are better than what they usually get more creative with their placement of things. It's like this big pig's head, and I heard it moving around because I've been going there for so many years. I know exactly what it sounds like, but there was no lights. There's just you could just kind of see something moving, so you don't really know what you're just kind of like,
Yeah.
yeah,
So if there were more than that, also weren't working. So
right. And their props, like I said, they don't really dress their sets like at all. Maybe there's a couple, but most of it's just walking around a corner or in completely dark rooms.
the biggest prop fail I think they had was when we were on the hayride, and a guy jumped on the back of the
yeah.
hayride with a machine gun, which seriously just sounded like
It was one of those guns you buy like
For a
kids
4-year-old.
at like probably the Dollar Tree, the one that when you pull it, the thing like rotates in it and it goes.
he was this probably from right here to here from me, and I could barely hear it. So I guarantee no one on the other end of the hayride heard that.
I just want to know who gave this to this person, and it's like this is something that you should use.
Yeah.
What the hell?
What is that? What is that?
What the hell?
Yeah. Yeah. Overusing of vortex tunnels and claustrophobia rooms. I get that, you know, they're cool, creepy things, but if you're gonna use them, don't just have the regular dotted spitting thing.
Right. Here's something to keep in mind. You know, if you have a haunted house and you like want to know what consumers like us think, the people that aren't just like teenagers going around, like vortex tunnels and claustrophobia. Every haunted house has them. I've never like been to one, at least vortex tunnel, that doesn't have one. They're not scary. They're just a spinning tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
Unless
If you close your eyes, you can get right through it perfectly fine.
Right. Unless you're doing something creative with them, then I would rather you, because these things take up a fair amount of space, because like, you know, they have the motors and stuff that run them. Just get rid of it. Make one more scene. I'd rather walk through that than a spinning tunnel of lights.
How about, instead of this, have one working animatronic?
Yeah, that'd be cool. You know,
Maybe you'd get a higher score.
find someone and sell it to them.
Yes. So then it takes us to value, which we gave a 7, which we've given low ratings to most of these, but you have to keep in mind it is only $15 to get in, and it is a hayride, a corn maze, and a haunted house,
Right.
and it took about 25 to 30 minutes. So 25 to 30 minutes for $15 to get a haunted house, a hayride, and a corn maze is a good value.
Right. It just would have been a lot nicer if all these things were better done.
Yes.
But at least it does have the atmosphere of being out in like a kind of back road farm. Like that's the best thing it has going for it. In the creepy aesthetic of a hayride dropping you off in the middle of the woods and just saying, "Go ahead."
Yeah. There's just so many other things that they could have done that I wish they would have done.
So.
But they didn't.
Yep.
So we gave it an overall rating of 5.
Yeah.
Which is average because mainly that's
yeah.
what it is.
Yeah,
it's an average.
Very average.
Or an average haunted house.
Which is sad.
Yeah.
Like, you can do better, I believe, and I would really like if you guys would
We know they
better.
can do better. They used to do better.
Right? I mean, it's... You know your haunted house isn't good because, like, the first thing we thought when we left was, man, I wish you would have just went to 100 Acre Manor this year because they opened tonight, too.
Yeah. You shouldn't leave your guests thinking of other haunted houses they should have went to.
Right, because I was that underwhelmed, and we didn't even go on it for the second time. We could have, but the line was... I mean, it wasn't that long. It was just a little bit longer than we felt we should wait for that.
Yeah. It pretty much would have had to been, like,
Probably
a tractor full.
Yeah. So...
So...
But that's what it is, and well, thank you guys for watching, and the next review we're going to be putting up is going to be Conneaut Ghost Lake, and hopefully that one turns out a little bit better than this one. Thanks for watching.
Thanks.